It's the enjoyment of doing it that really drives me. I mean, making these things is the most fun I can have, really, you know. Because you're using your skills, you're using your mind, you're thinking of the future, you're thinking of the past, and then it's interesting to see what comes out of it, you know. Well, that's the exciting part of it, because you don't know what's around the corner. Initially, when I started, I was really interested in using just prairie imagery, and it was quite localized. It was sort of all from western Manitoba type of rolling hill kind of imagery. And then naturally, as I traveled more, I sort of expanded the imagery to include other types of geographical terrain and atmospheres. The imagery in a lot of these pieces is strictly just from memory. I never worked from photographs. They're just invented compilations, I guess, of different images you remember in your travels. So certain details, you know, might be from something that I may have seen 20 years ago and combined with something that I saw yesterday. It sort of fuses all into one thing. All of the pieces that I make start with sketches, just ideas as they sort of flash through your mind, and then they develop into more and more detail. Initially, I make the shape out of fiberglass. Once I get to having the three-dimensional shell built, your relationship with the initial sketches tend to fade away, and after a while you're just reacting to the three-dimensional form before you rather than just going back to the drawing. I've used bone for many pieces. They're organic matter, like cotton, for example, so I do use just straight fabric dies, cut it into layers, break up the pieces, and use the interior texture of the bone to make these land formations. It's sort of a cyclical thing. I got it from the land, and I'm sort of, in a sense, putting it back to the land. The chrome pieces are combining technology with basic organic pieces. To me, it's the urban aspect of all my experience, I suppose. I still think of it as sort of a three-dimensional drawing, where the main component to me is the drawing. And I've always approached sculpture from the point of view that I can only see one side of it at one time. So as long as it looks good from this position, when I shift it over, and if it looks good from this position, I'm just hoping that in other people's experience the two connect. I suppose another thing that I try and do in my pieces is to have a sense of discovery in the piece. Night Landing Mask was a piece that has an interior to it, and it's a night scene totally defined by fiber optics. With pieces like that, from a distance, they look like just an exterior thing, and then as you walk up to it, there might be just a small detail that catches your eye, and then before you know it, you've discovered a whole world inside the piece. I think that it makes the piece more interesting for people, you know. And the people that view it and walk by, well, they've missed something. When I finish a piece, I mean, you've completed that idea. To me, if you don't detach yourself from the piece, it's always lingering in your mind, and to me it prevents me from getting on to the next piece and trying to do something different and a little more unique than the last piece. You know, trying to explore new ideas, and it's just interesting to sort of see where your mind leads you, you know. My art is always changing with my life's experience, you know. And it's fun, you know, I mean, it's just one always leads to another, and you're always curious as to where it's going to go, you know. I'm not really sure what's going to develop out of this in the next piece, but I'm looking forward to it.